Cheers. And the moderator is Roland Stringel, Director of Institute of Economy of the Russian Academy of Sciences.
У нас осталось еще два спикера. Я с удовольствием предоставляю слово Гrzegorzu Kolodko, моему старому другу, замечательному экономисту, очень успешному политику. И я думаю, что... Я даже не знаю, что он скажет. Все сказано на свете. Grzegorz Kolodko человек очень удивительный. Он всегда ясно видит баланс свободы, эффективности и справедливости. Вот. И я очень горжусь дружбой с ним. Вот он держит в руках книгу, которую он здесь издал в России. Вот. А я написал вступительную статью там. И можно читать только ее. Но это шутка. Так, давайте, рассказывайте.
Здравствуйте. Большое спасибо за приглашение. В чем дело? Что случилось?
And what is continuing to exist, what's going to be in the future, and what can we do so that we could do our future better. There might be 7 clauses. The first one, this is the largest crisis in our life, and this is not a joke, and it is not over. It continues in the United States, in Japan, differently it continues in European Union, and on the 21st of March it is even more serious than 10 days ago. As an economist, I can't understand how could you do such an error which was made by the leaders of European Union in respect of a very small country like Cyprus, and this crisis continues in other countries of the world. Where did it come from? And this is the general crisis. It's not like the general crisis of capitalism as we studied maybe 20 or 30 years. It's the crisis of neoliberal capitalism, which is a kind of a deviation of market relationship. And this is the kind of a system which is pushing away to marginal areas of the entrepreneurs, and it gives the opportunity, and not in all countries, and not exactly fair capital. It's the speculation capital, and it created unstable economic foundation, and there is no outcome of this crisis. And the second point is, this is the crisis which it started in financial sphere. It penetrated into real economy, where it affected the production, creates unemployment, and I think we have more unemployed than 6 years before. And in terms of GDP, it affects the GDP. Then it came to social sphere, and we are going to analyze such social protests like Occupy London, Wall Street, or Moscow, some kind of Arab Spring, or Kazakh Spring, maybe Polish Spring, and then it came to the fourth sphere, that is the political crisis. There is no solution for economic crisis, and there we have the political crisis. These are not economic problems in the United States. There are conservative Republicans and progressive Democrats, and there is no Washington consensus. It was actually neoliberal, and still it is missing the pragmatism. And the fifth sphere, it's the ideological crisis. It's the time of chaos when you have to say again, and the same in Russia is the main issue. What are you struggling for? What is the goal which we pursue? And economy, profits, economic activity of entrepreneurs and the public. And one more point, the third point, what could be done with this future? The greatest era which could be done, this is, let's say, to continue the business as usual. The struggle is continuing. Let's say Lehman Brothers is not considered, and the elections were lost by some candidates. And some people were taken into prison, and here and there, to say nothing of everywhere, it is definite that we are going to face a very huge social political conflict ahead, and we don't have, let's say, a kind of a leader for neoliberalism. It should be spoken in all capitals of Europe, in Moscow, in Brussels, in Beijing, and the struggle goes on in order to get back neoliberalism on the track. For it is the way to increase the wealth of the rich at the expense of the poor. It works in the United States and it works in Russia. And what is the alternative? State capitalism like China or Russia, or maybe like in Arab countries or in Venezuela. Of course, there's no future for that. Otherwise, it is also related with the ideology. So populism, left or right, this is not the solution as well. And I think there is one positive alternative. We have to move ahead in terms of what I'm talking about. This is the new pragmatism. We are not talking about state capitalism. It's a new pragmatism. We have to move in the framework of triangle. The first angle is the values. It's not just economic category. This is the ideological and cultural. It means that the cultural development, it is more important than the interest rates or the profit. I have been Minister of Finance 4 times, and culture is more important than the interest rates for the development of the society. And the second corner is the institutions. And the institutions and education is the most important thing, and we still do not have enough in Europe. And thirdly, it's the policy, and that is the way to new pragmatism, which is a foundation for the social market economy. And because there is no alternative, and that's the way we have to follow through neo-pragmatism. Otherwise, it will lead to anarchy all over the world, which started. It's the beginning of the chaos, and we have to move away from this dangerous situation. I have written a book, The World in Movement. It is printed in Russia, and Transformation of Crisis, what's going to happen ahead. And I published this book here. I am prepared to put my signature on those who would choose to take this book. Thank you. So Grzegorz Kolodko wouldn't be a Polak if he didn't advertise for his product. So I'm not advertising my books because here it's written the globalization, transformation and crisis, and here is the introduction, Mr. Ruslan Grünberg. Well, actually